You are likely doing everything right for your bones. You are eating your healthy greens. You are taking your calcium supplements. But if you are over 60, you have noticed something worrying. The bone density scans keep showing a slow, persistent decline. The question is, why are all your efforts failing? The brutal truth is that your bone loss is probably not caused by a lack of calcium. It is caused by the absorption trap. There are 4 silent food traitors in your kitchen right now. These traitors are destroying the calcium you consume, making 90% of it useless. They are often healthy foods you have been told to eat, like spinach. Today, we are going to unmask these 4 traitors you must immediately stop combining with calcium. Then, we will reveal the 4 true saviors that possess the highest bioavailability to rebuild your skeletal structure. Crucially, I will share the 90-minute split rule. This one secret timing trick is the single most effective way to ensure your body absorbs every milligram of calcium and bypasses the traitor foods entirely. Stopping the destruction is always more urgent than trying to build. Let us begin with the enemy. Part 1. The 4 traitors. These foods are not necessarily bad for your health overall, but when consumed at the same time as calcium-rich sources, they act as metabolic blockers. They stop the very mineral you need from ever reaching your bloodstream. Traitor 1. Spinach and high oxalate foods. Spinach is the poster child for the healthy green vegetable. It is high in calcium, rich in iron, and packed with vitamins. Yet, spinach is a massive hypocrite when it comes to bone health. The problem lies with a compound called oxalic acid, or oxalates. Oxalates bind tightly to calcium in your digestive tract, creating a complex that is simply too large for your gut to absorb. The tragic reality is that the calcium is there, but it is locked up and unavailable. Scientific studies, including research published in the New England Journal of Medicine, conclusively show that calcium absorption from spinach is incredibly low. While milk has an absorption rate of nearly 30%, the calcium from spinach is absorbed at a rate of only about 5%. This means 95% of the calcium in that healthy spinach salad is completely wasted. This oxalate trap is also present in other foods like rhubarb, beet greens, and cocoa powder. You must stop relying on these sources for your daily bone calcium. Traitor 2. High sodium and salty processed foods. This traitor is a little more aggressive. It does not just stop calcium absorption, it actively steals calcium that is already in your body. The issue here is the kidney flusher mechanism. When you consume excessive amounts of sodium, typically over 1,500 milligrams per day from salty processed foods, your kidneys work overtime to excrete the sodium. Here is the key fact. Sodium and calcium use the same transport system in the kidneys. For every 2,300 milligrams of sodium you excrete, your body can lose up to 40 milligrams of calcium. This is a significant loss over time, and it accelerates bone mineral density decline. This constant leaching forces your body to pull calcium reserves from your bones to maintain blood balance, making the salt shaker and processed snacks silent enemies of your skeleton. Traitor 3. High phytate foods and the timing mistake. The third traitor is one that causes the most confusion. Whole grains, legumes, and seeds. Foods like oatmeal, brown rice, beans, and wheat bran contain phytic acid, or phytates. Phytates, like oxalates, are anti-nutrients that can bind to minerals like zinc, iron, and crucially, calcium. However, this food is only a traitor when consumed incorrectly. We are not saying whole grains are bad. They are fantastic sources of fiber and magnesium, which is also vital for bones. The mistake is consuming high phytate foods at the same time as your primary calcium source. Think of that healthy breakfast of oatmeal made with milk. The phytates in the oatmeal bind the highly absorbable calcium in the milk, greatly reducing the net amount your body actually uses. This is why timing is everything, and we will address the simple solution for this later in the video. Traitor 4. Excessive caffeine. Caffeine is a mild traitor, but its effects are cumulative over time, especially for postmenopausal women. The concern is not your single cup of coffee in the morning. The threshold is typically reached when consumption exceeds 300 milligrams of caffeine per day, which is roughly 3 to 4 large cups of brewed coffee. Excessive caffeine acts similarly to sodium. It causes a slight increase in urinary calcium excretion, meaning you literally flush away small amounts of the mineral. While the loss per cup is minor, this steady, decades-long drain contributes to a negative calcium balance. If your bone density is already low, you need to be highly mindful of this small but persistent leak. Part 2. The Four Saviors, the True Bone Builders. Now that we have identified the absorption blockers, we can focus on the four foods that are proven to deliver highly bioavailable calcium and the necessary cofactors directly to your bones. These are the four saviors you must prioritize after age 60. Savior 1. Dairy products, yogurt, kefir, cheese. Dairy is the champion of calcium bioavailability. The reason is simple. Dairy contains not just calcium, but also lactose and specific proteins like casein. These cofactors help keep the calcium soluble in the gut, dramatically increasing its absorption rate to between 30 and 35%. Specifically, products like yogurt and kefir are superstars. They contain beneficial probiotics that enhance gut health, and a healthy gut is a necessary prerequisite for optimal mineral absorption. For seniors, a small cup of plain yogurt or kefir is one of the most efficient ways to meet your daily calcium requirement. Savior 2. Canned fatty fish with bones. This might sound unusual, but canned fish like sardines and salmon are absolute powerhouses for bone density. The crucial component is the soft, edible bones found in these canned varieties. These bones are an outstanding bioavailable source of calcium. But here is the superpower fact. Fatty fish are one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D. Vitamin D is not just a vitamin. It is a hormone that acts as the essential key needed to unlock your intestines and allow calcium absorption. Without sufficient vitamin D, you could consume all the calcium in the world and only absorb a fraction. A 3-ounce serving of canned sardines with bones provides both calcium and this vital vitamin D cofactor. Savior 3. Low oxalate dark leafy greens. If spinach is the traitor green, then kale, collard greens, and bok choy are the smart swaps. These dark leafy greens are rich in calcium and, most importantly, contain much lower levels of oxalates. This means their calcium is actually available for absorption, but their real secret lies in vitamin K1. Vitamin K1 is essential for activating osteocalcin, the protein responsible for binding calcium to the bone matrix. Think of calcium as the building block, and vitamin K1 as the essential construction worker who directs the block to its proper place in the skeletal structure. Making the switch from high oxalate greens to these low oxalate alternatives is one of the quickest, most impactful changes you can make to your diet today. Savior 4. Dried plums, prunes, and figs. You might be surprised to see fruit on this list, but prunes and figs are exceptional for bone support. They are not primary calcium sources, but they provide the essential structural support minerals, potassium and magnesium. Magnesium is necessary to activate the vitamin D in your body, indirectly enhancing calcium absorption. Prunes, in particular, have been the subject of dedicated research. A landmark study from Florida State University found that consuming prunes daily helped improve bone mineral density and reduced markers of bone turnover in older adults. These fruits are nature's structural cement, ensuring your body has the necessary mortar to keep the calcium building blocks in place. The hidden rule, the 90-minute split and 500 mg rule. We have exposed the traitors and championed the saviors. Now, we come to the single most valuable insight missing from 99% of bone health advice: the absorption strategy. This is how you can still enjoy high phytate foods like oatmeal without them actively robbing your bone density. The key is the 90-minute split rule. If you consume a food high in oxalates or phytates, like a bowl of oatmeal, a handful of almonds, or a cup of black tea, You must separate this meal from your high calcium meal, like milk or a yogurt, by at least 90 minutes. This time separation ensures the digestive tract has cleared the anti-nutrients before the calcium arrives, maximizing absorption. Do not combine milk with your morning cereal or cheese with your highly salted lunch meat. Separate them. The second critical rule is the 500 milligram limit. Your body is not built to absorb large amounts of calcium all at once. Studies show that calcium is absorbed best when you consume 500 milligrams or less in a single sitting. If your daily goal is 1,200 milligrams, you must split that intake across 3 separate meals or snacks. Trying to get all your calcium in one large meal is almost as destructive as eating a Traitor food. The true secret to healthy bones after 60 is not simply consuming calcium, it is mastering the timing of your consumption. Resonance point and conclusion. We have covered the 4 foods that act as silent calcium traders and the 4 proven saviors you must prioritize. My central thesis stands: the reason your current diet is failing your bone health is that you are consuming traders and saviors at the same time, falling into the absorption trap. Now, I want to hear from you. Based on what you learned today, what is one trader and savior combination you have been mistakenly eating for breakfast or lunch? Share your biggest realization in the comments below. Remember, getting the calcium from food is only half the battle. The next challenge is ensuring your body has the map and the tools to direct that calcium into the bone matrix, where it belongs. That process requires a crucial trio of micronutrients: vitamin D, vitamin K2, and magnesium. If you are following all these diet rules but still concerned about your bone health, you are missing this final, vital piece. Click on the next video now, where I will reveal the 3 micronutrients that actually direct calcium into your bones so you can complete your bone health strategy. Thank you for watching.